So we are hi, it's Anthony with Signature Roofing, and today we are in Clementon, New Jersey. Right basically at the borderline, Blackwood, Clementon, right off of Clements Bridge Road. And we lucked out today. Just gonna take you up here and show you what we have. Anybody who's been following us realizes we had a lot of problems, or I should say surprises. We turned them into non-problems. But with the lumber and with the, the condition of the roof deck, on this particular roof, this back side was already replaced. So there was already a dimensional shingle. On the front side, main plane and garage, we had still 3-tab shingles, roof felt, and really a shoddy shingle system in comparison to what's put on today. The back side did have ice and water. It did have synthetic paper as underlayment. It did have ventilation. But just to tell you folks, the difference in a signature roof versus what we find, even these roofs that are replaced. The replacement used GAF ice and water, GAF synthetic paper, GAF just rolled out fiber ventilation, no skeleton, no vent system, and also, GAF timberline shingles. Every one of those products that we mentioned is inferior in comparison to the CertainTeed products that are going on the roof today. When this backside was replaced, the homeowner already told us a lot of this lumber was shored up, and you can see where boards have been changed. So obviously, knowing what system was on the front and the age, we were concerned. So it's a very pleasant surprise today to realize that the lumber that was used on the front side is actually solid lumber, what it should be up here. And this, which was used on the backside, although it's not OSB, it is CDX. It's a much lower quality than what's on the front. So despite the fact that this has been covered for probably approaching, somewhere between 20 and 30 years, the lumber on the front side is in better shape than the lumber that's on the back, which has been exposed and replaced recently. Now it's newer, right? But we already know that this lumber does not hold up as well as this lumber. That being said, all this lumber's already been replaced. You could see I'm stomping on the roof deck in every area. We have no areas that are compromised, right? So there's no reason to change anything here. But we lucked out because on this front side, you could even hear that being more solid. It's a denser lumber, right? This is great board, and this board has held up against the test of time and all of this weather in the Northeast. So it's good news today because we don't have to change a single board. The strips that were in the ridge are already cut out because there was ventilation. We just couldn't tell that there was because it wasn't a ridge vent system. So the caps were banged down too far, probably not letting much air in or out of there in the first place at all. Today, we'll be installing CertainTeed ridge vent and obviously the shadow ridge caps going over that vent, and the shingle package system is going to be the pewter wood variety as far as color in a landmark shingle. Of course, we'll be using the Swift starter shingles as well as the shadow ridge cap so that the homeowner has the ability to get the 50-year extended and transferable warranty. And if you look down onto the ground, you can see the ridge vent, the synthetic paper and ice and water that we'll be putting on, swapping out the pipe collars. And again, all of those products, as promised to the homeowner, superior in comparison to what most of the neighbors have. Even though these are full replacements, they're replaced with the same materials we found on the backside of his home. Be careful, folks, because many roofers will come out and try and sell you a highlight shingle. What they're not telling you is that all of the components that go along with making that shingle perform the way it should, they're being swapped out for cheaper, right? Lower cost, meaning less quality products. And these are things that are hidden. They're not on the roof surface. Very, very important when you're going through an estimate and when you're being presented a roof system replacement. be sure to go through each product that's going onto the roof and take note, product specific, what is being used. Number one, you want to make sure that that's what shows up on the pallet on the day of the job. What you've been sold is what's going on the roof. And then obviously, you know, you have to be very careful about who you choose to do the install. Everyone that we have on this roof is a pro. You know, we do a lot of shingle roofs, but we also specialize in metal roofs, repairing and installing slate, tile roofs, anything metal fabrication. So the people that we have on this roof have expertise that extend far beyond shingles. But again, even on these shingle jobs, it's like making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There's only one way to do it right, and that's the way it should be done every time. But again, lumber in good shape up here, so we're excited to see that.